वो किसी ने क्या खूब बात की है कि जब मैं कमिटमेंट कर लेता हूँ एक दफ़ा तो फिर मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता। तो ऐसी ही कुछ जो सिचुएशन है वो चाइना की है क्योंकि चाइना ने एक दफ़ा पाकिस्तान के साथ कमिटमेंट कर लिया है और अब वो अपने आप की भी नहीं सुन रहा। इंडिया में जिस बंदे को सबसे ज़्यादा गालियाँ इस वक़्त पड़ रही होंगी उस बंदे का नाम है विक्टर गाओ। विक्टर गाओ वही अपना चीता एक नंबर का। वो रोज़ पिछले कई दिनों से टीवी पे आता है और कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी बात करता है कि इंडिया की जो है वो पुंगी बजा देता है। अब देखें अब जहाँ तक रहेगी पानी बंद करने की बात, आप कर लें पानी बंद और ये अंकल जी की बात सुने कि अंकल क्या कह रहे हैं।
Are we looking at a scenario where this hydrological data between China and India will that both countries will restart sharing of that data, or are we looking at both taking a very hard position, and the sharing of data could take longer than one was expecting, given that Foreign Secretary Misri was in Beijing and they said that the India-China expert mechanism is going to begin soon.
Well, a couple of points. One is that from the Chinese perspective, we do want to develop a very constructive, peaceful ways of cooperation between China and Pakistan and India. Secondly, we really do not want to see the way the Indian government is diverting water from the Indus River, depriving the Pakistani people in the downstream of the benefit of water. We do not like it at all. And we warn the Indian government not to do that because there will be consequences if the Indian government continues to deny water to the people in Pakistan on the downstream. Thirdly, between China and India, both for rivers in the western part as well as in the eastern part, China is in the upper stream. Water originates from China. Therefore, for India, you need to be very careful. You do not want to create a situation where the Indian side will be accused of conducting illegitimate exercise of denying water to people in the downstream, because if you keep doing that, there will be consequences. What if someone else does exactly what you do to the Pakistani people to you? What will be the consequence, for example? So I hope we will be very philosophical, we'll be very rational, we will really deal with each other with full respect, rather than indulging in the fantasy that I can manhandle the other side without me myself being manhandled by another country.
Final question, Victor. Are we looking at water becoming the new strategic corridor controlled by China, given that most of the water, uh, uh, the resource and the source of this the water comes from China? So is China going to control a very strategic water corridor, and this could become the new CPEC?
Well, first of all, it is a fact that most of the river flowing into India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, or even Central Asia, etc., originate from China, what we call the Tibetan Qinghai Plateau. This is a fact. You cannot deny that fact. Secondly, China is the most responsible country in the world. We always want to handle relations with our neighboring countries, including the allocation of water, in a very professional and very legal and decent manner. So I don't think China has any desire to weaponize water in the rivers originating in China. On the other hand, I think every one of us in China is watching the situation very closely about the attempted Indian diversion of water to people in Pakistan on the downstream in Indus River. My sincere hope Indian government will discontinue such wrongful acts, because you do not know what will be the real consequence if you continue to deny water to the people in the downstream on the Indus River.